عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. To Allah belongs what is in the samawat or in the heavens, وما في الأرض, and what is in the earth. وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله. If you disclose in tubdu, if you disclose ma fi anfusikum, what is in your hearts, aw tukhfuhu, or keep it concealed, yuhasibkum bihillah, Allah will hold you accountable for it. فَيَغْفِرُ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيُعَذِّبُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ, then He will forgive whom He wills, وَيُعَذِّبُ مَنْ يَشَاءُ, and will punish whom He wills. وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ, and Allah is powerful over everything. This is the third last ayah of the Surah Al-Baqarah, and this is the ayah about which the Sahaba Kiram said that our hearts, and we literally physically trembled after this ayah was recited upon us by the Prophet ﷺ. Because here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that to Allah belongs all what is in heavens and the earth, and whatever is in your hearts, even if you keep it concealed or if you express it, you will be held accountable for what is in your hearts and what you do publicly, or what you bring out in the public. And then it is upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives and whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punishes. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all powerful. Nobody can question Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about this rule. So the Sahaba Ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een were really afraid, were really scared about after this ayah, because they became worried that there are so many thoughts that pass their hearts, that they suppress, that pass their minds, and they suppress within them. But of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about them, so they were worried if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to punish us for those ayat, for those thoughts. They came to the Prophet ﷺ and asked him. The Prophet ﷺ did not answer them on his own, and said that, took an oath from them that you will bring faith and you will follow whatever is the judgment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about this matter. So this sentence that they said, that the Prophet ﷺ make them say, is expressed in the next ayah, آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا, and they said, سمعنا وأطعنا, we'll listen to it, we've heard it, وأطعنا, and we'll follow it. This is the pledge that the Prophet ﷺ took from Sahaba, that whatever is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this regard, say سمعنا وأطعنا, we've heard, we've listened to it, and we'll fully oblige. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of His mercy, sent another ayah, which is the last ayah of this surah, in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieved the Sahaba Kiram by saying, لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها. So let's do this ayat by ayat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the second last ayah is praising the Sahaba upon this act of blindly and without even knowing what the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to be, saying that we will 100% listen to it and follow it, and we have brought faith upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is praising this and saying, آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه. Iman, the Rasul, the messenger has believed, has brought Iman. بما أنزل إليه من ربه, in whatever has been revealed to him from his Rabb or his Lord. والمؤمنون, and the mu'minun. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has elevated the standard of Sahaba, the status of Sahaba in the eyes of the whole world, by addressing them together in terms of faith with the Prophet. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه وَالْمُؤْمِنُونَ. However, the level of iman is much different. But in the property of iman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing together or praising together the Rasul and the Sahaba. But what is the difference between the iman of Rasul and the iman of Sahaba? Is that the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he had iman bil mushahida. He had seen so many things. In fact, it is said about the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, according to most mufassirin, according to most Sahaba, that he had actually seen Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He had actually met Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the night of Mi'raj. The difference between the iman of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam and the iman of Sahaba is, and the whole ummah is, that depending on what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has believed, they believed on what the Prophet believed. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had seen so many things. His iman was iman bil mushahida and iman bil sama'. He had heard so many things. He had the wahi coming to him. The Sahaba ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een believed in what the Prophet had told them. So they believed, their iman was iman bil ghaib, upon things that they had not seen, but they believed upon what the Prophet ﷺ had said. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is praising them and saying, they say, Kullun amana billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusuli. All have believed in Allah and His angels and His books and His messengers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has briefly narrated the contents of Iman. And they say, La nufarriqu bayna ahadim min rusuli. We make no division between any of His messengers. So in terms of Iman, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Iman here, they say, La nufarriqu bayna ahadim min rusuli. We do not, out of our own will, distinguish between messengers. Of course, we read about 10, 15 or 20 ayat back that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself has said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has graded the prophets in terms of their status. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given fadilat or priority to some, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given less priority comparatively among the prophets to some others. So this ayat means that the Sahaba or the Mu'mineen do not out of their own will distinguish or differentiate between any of the prophets. وَقَالُوا سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا. And they have said, we have listened and obeyed. غُفْرَانَكَ رَبَّنَا وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. Our Lord, we seek your pardon and to you is the return. So after bringing faith and after showing their 100% allegiance to whatever is the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, still they say that, Ya Allah, our Lord, we seek your pardon. غُفْرَانَكَ رَبَّنَا وَإِلَيْكَ الْمَصِيرُ. And to you we have to return. So we have no way of escaping. To you we have to return. No matter what we conceal, no matter what we express, no matter on what you decide to catch us, no matter on what you decide to leave and pardon us, we believe in all of your prophets, your book, your angels, all of the articles of faith, and we believe in whatever command comes from you, but we still seek your pardon. We still seek forgiveness from you because we have to return to you. This is the second last ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah. And then, like I said, in the third ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has clarified this and answered their question. La yukallifu Allahu nafsan illa wus'aha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not burden a soul with things that are beyond that soul's control. So those things, those thoughts that pass the minds of people without their control and they suppress them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not catch or will not punish people on those thoughts. If there is thoughts that are cultivated in minds and a person deliberately thinks about things. So for example, a thought passes their mind and it's an evil thought, a thought of sin. If it happens on its own and they suppress it and divert their minds towards something else, they will not be catched by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon something that happened without their control. But the other path is that if they cultivate that thought, if they play with that thought, if they enjoy that, seek pleasure from those thoughts, then this ayah talks about وَإِن تُبْدُوا مَا فِي أَنفُسِكُمْ أَوْ تُخْفُوهُ يُحَاسِبْكُمْ بِهِ اللَّهِ. Even if you have it concealed in your heart, but you are playing with it, you are driving pleasure with it, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring it forth on the day of judgment, as said by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say on the judgment day that this is the day where concealed facts will be brought forth. where concealed facts will be brought forth. But it is the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as told by the Prophet ﷺ, that a believing slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment will be brought closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in such proximity that no one else would be able to hear their conversation. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will remind his believing slave that this is what you did, you had it concealed in your heart, you derived pleasure from it. So this was your open sin, this was your concealed sin, this was your open sin, this was your concealed sin, but they will not be publicly defamed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will then say that I forgive all that you expressed and all that you kept secret in your heart in terms of sins, and I decide for you to enter Jannah. But for a person who has not believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Prophet ﷺ, their concealed facts will be opened up in the public and they will be publicly defamed and shamed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from such a terrible end. Inshallah, tomorrow we'll do the last ayah of Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has concluded this surah with praise for Sahaba, with recapitulating the articles of faith and teaching the Muslims a very important and a very powerful dua. Inshallah, we'll do this tomorrow, inshallah, if life permits. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذي أهلك وخاصتك. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.